Hello everyone, my name is Tate with ESL Land, and today I wanted to discuss Padlet because Padlet is one of the 50 tools that I've put together on the website that explains and helps you conduct a class in a way that's very seamless and easy to follow for students and educators. So I've created a simple lesson here that I just wanted to show you so that you can see how Padlet works. So this is a simple lesson, and this one is the timeline timeline setup that I've used here so that you can see how students can go from one area of the lesson to another. So it's like a step-by-step scenario. So this is pretty neat here. How do you get to school is the opening opening question for the students to answer. And over here, as you can see, the overall lesson is called Given Directions. And so the students have to answer this question. And then when they are done with that, you go over the vocabulary. And the layout is very simple. And then what they do now is put themselves on the map. And then over here, give directions to each other. How can I get from here, from A to B, for example? And then in the end, they will do their turn. So now what I want to do is go back and show you how to create a lesson like this using Padlet. So if we go on the dashboard, you would just click here, make a Padlet. And here you will see several canvases that have been laid out, several blank layouts that you can use. The one I used for the previous lesson was the timeline one. And you have the wall, you have the canvas, you have the stream, you have the grid, the stream where it goes up and down. You have the shelves, and then you have the back channel, and then the map. So it depends. You can select each one because Padlet is completely free, so you don't have to pay for any of these. So let's say we use the wall. We'll select the wall here. And you will get everything on the sidebar here. So the first thing you can do is click here. If you double click, you will see where you can title the lesson. Say, for example, we can say Given Directions, right? And you can say, in this lesson, students will be able to give directions to each other, and leave it like that. And if you want to add an icon, you can add an icon. And the beauty of this is you can select any kind of icon. So you can choose the green boss here. And once you've done that, you can go back to the front and you'll be able to see it. And there is also the option to add your own icon, as you saw on here. So if we go back, you can add your own from your desktop computer rather than choosing one that's already here. So that's one thing that's also great about that. So if you want to add a wallpaper to make it appear a certain way, you can choose a different wallpaper here that you want as the background. So I would choose this light colored one. As you can see, it doesn't look very well, and you can switch to different types of textures depending on the theme of your lesson. So you can kind of make it look nice. And if you want to put a picture there, for example, I want to use this different backgrounds. You can try them all and see which one works for you. So I'm going to go with the jet space here, and then you just go back. And on here, this is the address. This is a unique link. Make note of this. So you can copy this because this is the link that you will give to your students so that they can be able to access this lesson from their student account. As you can see, this is a teacher account that I'm using, so you can create, and this code here will be able to give to students so that they can access the lesson. I'll show you in another video how the students' side of things look. Okay, and then on here is different setups. You can allow comments, allow viewers to comment on the post so that say if you want reactions, for example, you can have likes, votes, stars. I'm going to go with votes here so they can kind of like that particular Padlet, and you will see that in when we create it. So now you can save this, close it, and then begin the design. When you begin the design, it will be right at the plus sign here. So when you click on that, you can say, how do you get to school? Right? And the language you want, you can say, I get to school by blah, blah, blah. And you want the students to be able to finish that, finish the rest. So now if you want to add an image, you can search for images right there. Like you see the image that I used before shows there automatically. So I would just choose that to kind of show the students which ones, because obviously I've previously taught these vocabulary words already, so the students know these words. So then they can make simple sentences like, I get to school by car, I get to school by bus, etc., etc. So that will be the first thing the students will do, and that one Padlet is complete. And you can delete it right there if you want to change, if you don't like it, or you can double click on it. Well, not this one, sorry, you can't double click on this one. So let me see here, there's a way to edit this that I wanted to show you. It's slightly different on the layout one, on the timeline one. There it goes. These three arrows right here, I wasn't clicking in the right place. With these three arrows, you can edit the post, meaning I can go back and change words. Say if some students need assistance, for example, you can give one for free. You can say, you can add an example here. I get to school by car, right? I get to school by car. For students that might be struggling a little bit, that example is very helpful. I get to school by bike, etc., etc. So you would just close that out. You can click anywhere on the screen, and as you can see where we put the voting option, students can vote right here or right there, right? So you can have students vote and they can comment. And this the reason it's good to have these comments is, for example, you can, during the lesson, students can comment and you can kind of comment as well. So you can go back here and create another Padlet. And create another Padlet using the arrow. Sorry about that, let me do that. And you can say directional vocabulary. Right? And you can just review those terms again once they've done. You can have the students repeat car, bus, bike or bicycle. Oops, let's do that, right? Bicycle. You can put, if you want to be funny, you can put horse. Obviously, no students, or camel, donkey. Obviously, it'll be funny for the students, but none of them would actually get to school by donkey. So you just put that terminology there, and if you want to again search images of any of these, you can just put transport on Google Images. Sorry, I can't spell here. Hit enter, and you'll be able to access images. All right, and then let's say we can use this one that shows different modes of transportation. So obviously they will see that there's also air transport, train, etc., etc. So you can kind of differentiate and get other stronger students to make sentences using the new vocabulary, so that the ones that are the easier ones you can still for the lower level students, and then you can challenge the higher level students with new and unexpected vocabularies. So, and you just keep going. So that's literally how it works. You keep adding until you have all the Padlets that you want to have for your lesson. And it's very easy, very simple to use. And the great thing about it is that you can create as many of these as you need for your lesson. And you can create little quizzes as well. Say, for example, if you want to challenge students, what are other modes of transportation that are not mentioned here, right? And then you can kind of ask that to your students, and then using the comments, you can have them on their end just write comment there. That way you can see which student answered what, etc., etc. So this is just the basic to see to show how Padlet really works. I'll create another video later on that shows how the student interface looks when this lesson is presented to them. So I hope you enjoyed that video, but Padlet is one of the best online tools that I use for teaching lessons and doing classes online, because it keeps things organized. Another one is Nearpod, but I'll talk about that on a different video as well. So the next video will be on the other side of the student interface, so you can see how that looks for the students. But again, Padlet is one of the top resources out there for teachers to use to create lessons and demonstrate easy, streamlined lessons. I hope you enjoyed the video.